managed almost 160 kilometers per hour.
William Lyons enters the SS100 in rallies and its circuit races. The body was known as unbeatable on the mountain. With victories in the Alpine Rally and at the RAC Rally, the SS 100 laid the foundation for future Jaguar Motorsports successes. And after the war, the old company name SS Cars was forbidden for William Lyons. From now on, all new models were called Jaguar, like the new sports car, the Jaguar XK120. It is the fastest and most beautiful car of its time.
The design of the XK was in itself exciting. Six-cylinder
a phenomenon of animal eroticism. Some its sex appeal does not stay unnoticed by the movie stars in the USA, whether Elizabeth Taylor, Clark Gable. There's an XK parked in almost every Hollywood mansion.
Moving this car is like slipping into a matching glove and feeling good.
Racers like to slip into the match that is there to beat on the racetracks. No other manufacturer offers such superior performance for less money. In 1951, and Jaguar modified the engine of the XK120 as a racing car for Le Mans, the XK120C. In this case, the C stands for competition. In 1953, the C-Type is the first car that starts at the 24-hour race with disc brakes.
Of course, it was revolutionary because the braking point could be set later, and thus races could be won.
Equipped with the revolutionary disc brakes, the C-Type wins the 1953 4 hours of Le Mans. 2 years later, the superior C-Type still wins the same race with drum brakes. It is one of the most beautiful racing cars ever built, the Jaguar D-Type, the futuristic-looking race car. The C-Type is also driven by the six-cylinder XK120. Revolutionary is the then self-supporting monocoque made of aluminum with the know-how from aerospace industry that Jaguar incorporated into the construction of a race car for the first time.
It's so famous, the shape. For Le Mans. It was never very fast anywhere else, but only at Le Mans.
The D-Type starts for the first time
The one powerful car which preferred beautiful forms.
Jaguar advertises the 7 as a car with the luxury of an automatic transmission. This should have shown in the Mark II is considered a true driver's car and as the meter for all sports sedans. In 1961, and the Jaguar E-Type is the star at the Geneva Motor Show. The audience is electrified by the sight of these forms. Even Prince Rainier of Monaco and Grace Kelly cannot escape the magic of the E-Type.
The E-Type was a sensation at the launch at the Geneva Motor Show. It enthralled with its shape, its performance.
As the engineers from Coventry take 9 instead of the usual 18 months for the first prototype to reach the production stage. Here, the E-Type is equipped with high-tech, trend-like four-wheel disc brakes and a monocoque with subframe. The body of the E-Type is more than just a form. It's a work of art. The flat elongated bonnet testifies in an almost indecent manner of animal strength and endurance. The effect on the mini-skirt dressed ladies is then enormous. If you drive an E-Type in the 60s, you clearly belong to one of
I'm British, and I feel like the identity of it as a power within a kind of elegant body, which is obviously comes from this animal, the jaguar. I feel I can associate with somewhat the feline character. So yeah, I've always had a soft spot for them as cars.
Company founder Sir William Lyons is completely surprised by the success of this car and its status as a sex symbol, thanks to possibly the longest hood in the world.
At that time, it was also just the form that polarized. That is, as contemporary cartoonists referred to at the time as the proverbial penis on wheels. I would not recommend the car for delicately strung nature types without a medical certificate to move.
But also, the faint-hearted natural types did appreciate the range phallic symbol due to the very different qualities.
One cool car, iconic, sporting, superbly fast. It's a wonderful machine. It's a head turner. And even to this day, 50 years on, it turns heads.
The Series 3 of the Headhunter in 1971 comes with a 12-cylinder for the US market and was regarded more as a cruiser than a sports car. However, it had many fans.
For me, the E-Type is one of the best cars that's ever been made, and there's no doubt about that. It's a
The greatest masterpiece of Sir Lyons was probably the Jaguar XJ. It was balanced in form, had big wheels, correct proportions, 2 tanks, and drove like a sports car.
The big cat marks the beginning of a new era. Instead of baroque curves, there is now a timeless elegance. Whether it's a 6 or 12-cylinder engine, the XJ embodies, like no other British car, the fine English art. If you drive an XJ, it shows you have style and understatement.
The XJ met a particular client base. They were property developers, doctors, and actors. People who could tell a good wine from a bad wine.
Without it significantly changing its appearance, the XJ is built for 40 years. Especially exclusive are the XJ models of the Daimler Motor Company, which belonged to Jaguar since 1960. When in September 1975, as E-Type fans still mourned their icon, Jaguar already presented a successor, the XJS. Beaded, plush, and with poor economy of space, the XJS is not a sports car like the E-Type, but a comfortable coupe or convertible.
The E-Type fans were not excited about the XJS. It was American, it looked too much like Camaro, and was too cumbersome.
car, but race team owner Tom Walkinshaw gave the big cat legs, and so in which it was very turbulent. XK8 is the first sports car from the joint collaboration between the Americans and the English patient. But like the XJS, also the XK8 lives in the shadow of the glitz and glamour of bygone days. 2006, the successor of the XK8 arrives. The XK and the X rests on this. The 510 horsepower XKR shows itself on the racetrack as a successful blend of the glider and racer.
Ja, der XKR.
Yes, the XKR is well developed in the style of Sir Lions, a sporty, comfortable car.
The XKRS has offered even more sports in line with Sir Lions since 2011, with 550 horsepower and a top speed of 300 kilometers an hour. After the XK8 and XJS, in 2001, Jaguar seems to have finally found a true successor to the E-Type. One proudly presents a study of the proposed F-Type.
I was trying to use design, and in this case form, to capture some of the spirit of E-Type, but in something that was really derived from XK1.
Far from the E-Type, but just as breathtakingly beautiful is the study CX75 from 2011. However, it also becomes a flash in the pan, celebrated today, forgotten tomorrow. But it remains the spirit of the E-Type. The beautiful F-Type is not in series for the time being. For the first time since the 60s, in 1999, Jaguar again builds a car for the upper middle class. The S-Type. The S-Type is reminiscent in design of the old Mark II. It's the first Jaguar also offered with a diesel. Not as successful as the S-Type, the 2001 X-Type. The medium-class car based on the Ford Mondeo is considered not aristocratic enough for the impoverished nobility. In 2009, a new era begins for Jaguar. Sedan, Jaguar XJ again proves that design makes a difference.
Also wenn man genau
So if you look closely, you can still recognize the big cat in the Jaguar design.
erkennen.
But despite all the big cat in the design, flashy bow, and flowing lines, the Jaguar lovers are nervous. Nevertheless, the XJ is a prime example of the design language of the 21st century. Paris in September 2012. 40 years after the end of the E-Type, and Jaguar again presents a true sports car, the F-Type. With the F-Type, Jaguar again returns to the fast lane. The F-Type is built to tip cockpit set back on a gently sloping tail. It is exciting, but has not so much sex appeal as the E-Type. And balance.
Jaguar has developed superbly in recent years, with great products, and I think in the future the Jaguar brand will succeed.
Today, Jaguar has again achieved the cult status of the 50s and 60s. With elegant sedans and potent sports cars, Jaguar again shows that there is no other brand that combines so much flair, coolness, and noble